Hello, I'm Beardy Blocks. Welcome back to my channel for another Minecraft video. And I think we're going to squeeze a Minecraft series out of this one, in fact, because as you can imagine, it takes a while to put these together, especially now that it's riddled with redstone. And a lot of these redstone contraptions are all totally bespoke that I had to make up myself. But then we'll get into them in a bit. But then, yeah, it takes me a while to put these together. So I thought what we'd do is I'll put a series together with a few tutorials, a few bits and bobs like that. And yeah, we'll string it out, and hopefully by the time we've got to the end of all the content I can squeeze out of this build, I'm going to have finished my next one for you. So hopefully I can put a few more Minecraft videos out, because I know you do like these sort of builds. But yeah, so so I thought we might as well launch this season with an amazing video, and I hope you like the video. It took me ages to put together, and it cost me money as well. That's I hired musicians and all sorts of stuff for that, and got a logo made. That logo is really amazing. I'm really impressed with that. I basically said to the guy, I said, just do me some vagrant with a chicken on his shoulder and a cat on his shoulder. And that's what he came back with, and it's really amazing, really amazing. So yeah, thank you to them. But then I will be making a follow-up video on that, on how I went about making it, because I did hire all them people on one site on Fiverr, and I feel it's worth making a video on the process that went into that. So do expect that in the next month or two. But yeah, so onto this build. Now, what you see in front of you here, it did take me a long time, as I mentioned. Now, with sort of places I go to look for inspiration to build stuff like this, because I mean, I wouldn't really want to live in a house like this. It's not very cozy, and I don't really like this style of build. But when it comes to Minecraft, the contemporary styling translates really well, and some of the resources I go to are things like Morphologist is a really good place that I go to. And that's where he's an architect, I believe, and he goes on things like Star Citizen and stuff like that, and yeah, reviews the builds. And some of the stuff that he comes out with, although it's for a different game, it translates really well into the game. And I will point out the sort of some of the techniques that he taught me on his videos, and I will put a link also in the description. And also another link in the description will be is it Architectural Digest. I find that's really good place for ideas. But yeah, and when it comes to other sort of YouTube channels that I mention and stuff, if you don't subject yourself to different ideas and stuff like that, and not just in the real world sort of things, obviously in the Minecraft thing, if you look at some of the stuff the Minecraft community creates, it is amazing. And if you don't subject yourself to that, I found a lot of people, especially the sort of people that get quite big into Minecraft, and they'll be very snobby about where they get their ideas from. And it's like, oh no, I don't look at other people's things. I don't take inspiration. I don't, like, this is my own design. And it's like, well, of course things are your own design, but if you lock yourself in a room and don't look at other people's things, it's very hard to develop your own signature style. I mean, you look at Einstein. I mean, the only reason he managed to develop the theory of relativity because he was working in a painting office, being like submersed in ideas all the time. And I've submersed myself in so many YouTube videos. I've got so many. I subscribe to so many big YouTubers and stuff like that, and really notable YouTubers that build sort of inspiring stuff. People like Jeracraft, obviously, Trixie Blocks. Grian, I find his tutorials on furniture designs. I mean, when I built this build here, first thing I did was go and look at some Grian tutorials on the new furniture designs with the new blocks, because he is like a funnel of the community, because he sees things that other people have built and then he publishes them, and so he's a really good resource to go to get ideas of what to do inside your build. And I will point out some a lot of the sort of furniture designs that I used, all right, on the basis it is a Grian design or something that I saw on Grian's thing, and then I just added a few little touches here and there. So I'll point them sort of things out when I see them. And the other one, if you already know of Grian, you probably already know of Mumbo. Now, Mumbo was, when I learnt Redstone, he was the go-to place because his videos are so watchable. And it was a lot of his sort of high-tech, low-tech sort of things, where it showed you the little circuits instead of these big finished sort of contraptions. The little sort of nitty-gritty ones were very useful, and I've kind of moved on to people like Il Mango and stuff like that, who are people on the Psycraft server who are very, very advanced, and I only understand what they're doing because I watch Mumbo videos. And Mumbo, I have to say, he's coming along. I mean, I got to the point where I was feeling like none of Mumbo's sort of designs were intimidating me, and then he brings out things like these moving villages and stuff like that were amazing. And yeah, if you don't know who Mumbo is, you should look him up. But then but yeah, and I'll point out a lot of the Redstone designs. I know I said they're bespoke, but many of the ones that I use is sometimes if there's something's good, then don't mess with it. Just look what the community's built. If you need to build a 3x3 piston door, then look what the community's built, because we'll talk about some of my piston doors when we get to them, but some of them I've modified, so they are kind of my own designs where I've married them with other sort of things just to make them that little bit better. But then yeah, don't be afraid to look at what the community does, and don't be one of them snobs that be like, I don't take other people's ideas, because if you don't learn everyone's disciplines and stuff like that, you won't develop as a Minecrafter. And if you can see, you know, a lot of people split themselves into groups, and it's like, I'm a core Minecrafter or I'm a Redstoner and stuff like that. As you can see, I'm a multi-discipline Minecrafter, and that's because I've watched so many videos and I've just submersed myself in sort of what the professionals are doing, and before you know it, you're building stuff like this and you kind of are one of the professionals. But yeah, so we're going to get into it now, and we'll go talk about the first door here. Right, now, as I was saying, a lot of designs, I'll go online first of all. Now, a 3x3 piston door is something that's been very much perfected by the community already, so I didn't see the point in making my own. So I went online, I found this 3x3 piston door. Now, what I did is then I modified it, so it's actually a secure one. Now, I found this on Mumbo's channel. Now, as you heard then, I walked over these. They don't actually open the door. But then what I did is, so this piston door, unfortunately, when Mumbo released a piston door video not that long ago, and it was just after I made this door. So I could have made a spiral version of this, which I probably would have done. But yeah, as it is, it's not a spiral one, but it's still a very nice door. It's only 1 block wide as well, which is why I chose it. So it is a very notable door, but I'll put a link in the description to the video that I got that from. But then I modified it. So basically, if we look over here, we've got a keycard security scanner. And down here, we've got a key card. Now, this key card is something that I did. I might well do a tutorial on these because they are really nice little way of getting into a place. And yeah, these key cards are basically a banner that I've made to look like a key. And if we put something else in there, so look, I'll put that in there. Ding dong, you're not coming in. So then it will eventually come right back round. You can hear it coming up through the item elevator. So I'll take the pods all back. Now we'll try putting the key card in there. Nice. So now if we wait, it will give us our key card back. There we go. And then it's all ready. So then if I walk through and walk over these pressure plates, it closes. And then if you want to go out, you don't have to swipe a key if you want to go out. So you just walk over these, it opens up, you come out, and now these have activated to now close the door. So now if I walk back over these, they don't work. So I have to swipe my way back in again, and it's really nice. And then we've got a doorbell here, but I'll show you that towards the end. But yeah, it's a really nice entrance, this. And the way that it is, I kind of, on that architectural digest that I've linked in the description, they go on a lot about Frank Lloyd Wright, and I've got a little addicted to his sort of stuff, and I was very inspired by it. And what I tried to do here is kind of give the impression that you want to work with what nature gives you on a plot, and that's what Frank Lloyd Wright often does. So with all these undercut caves, that a lot of this was landscape myself, by the way. Yeah, with these undercut caves, I kind of want to make it feel like you are entering a cave. And I feel it kind of works with this because, you know, you walk up here, put your thing in, and once you get in there, I was toying with the idea of making it a bit lighter because, as you can see, it's a little bit dark in there. But the moment you start adding light, it ruins my underlighting effect that I'm so keen on with the stairs. And yeah, but it looks really nice, and especially when you put water in there, it just gives it that really nice glow. But yeah, and I decided to leave this quite plain, but well, I say plain, it's every surface is decorated, but yeah, I thought I'd keep this as minimalist as possible. I was tempted to put some sort of leaf blocks in here, but then it's just a bit too small a space to go doing that with. I thought I'd leave it. But then then onto my lift. Now if you watched one of my videos, Nautilus, my Hotel Nautilus, I had a lift system in there called the under lift system. And basically it's a soul sand elevator that I've modified so it looks a bit nicer than putting just the sort of signs or anything like that in there, so that you can walk through. It just looks so much nicer, this. And this one you can actually see it in motion, so we'll give it a try. And it's a good grand entrance to the main thing upstairs. And this is my own bespoke design, this. And there, see, it's a really nice entrance into the place. And if I just turn it over to, if I just make it night a sec, there we go, flick it to night. It's all dark in here, so we come over to here and flick the lights on. And all the lights pop on. Lava lamps, stuff like that. It's all really nice. It's a good entrance, this, because what I did, these are very much more Frank Lloyd Wright sort of designs. So you come out of the cave and then you pop up here and you've still got nature coming in, you know. You still haven't really felt like you've left the wild, but it's just a much more comfortable wilderness. And with this, if you look over here, this tree was the first out, moved here by Pistons. I can't even read my own writing. But yeah, so basically what happened there, I didn't move obviously everything, and most of my tree designs, or all of my tree designs, are bespoke, but this one I haven't touched because it was the first tree that I removed. So I pushed it out with Pistons, just pushed all the logs out there, not the leaves. I added the leaves on at the end myself. But then, pushed it up, and then when I was ready, I knew where it wanted to go. I pushed it back down into place. It's a little bit sentimental, and also it's kind of a bit Frank Lloyd Wright-y, where you just keep as many of the natural features that were originally there as possible. I thought that was a nice little touch, so I'm quite chuffed with that. But then, as I was saying about this lift, I will show you it on the way back down as well, because I do love the under out at the bottom. This is really nice. Oh, it's so nice, isn't it? And then you just walk on out of there. But yeah, I was really chuffed with this lift system. But we will be doing a video on this soon. I'll go back up. And then, so first of all, we'll go down and we'll check these toilets. So, this is the sort of place where you'd be entertaining, say, if you had a party on or something, there'd be a lot of people in this sort of area. So you'd need some toilets quite nearby. So down here, we've got a nice, quite big toilets down here. So in the mirror as well, I went to a lot of sort of trouble in replicating things on the other side, and even the redstone is completely lined up. So here we've got open and close. So we'll open that up. And if you watch, it's a nice little piston design, opens up. And then with these nice little cubicles, just quite simply done. And then you can close it down. You might be able to see the other one closing. It's literally on the button. It's exact. And then that locks it, that turns on, so people from the outside will know because they'll see it glowed up. And if you want to open it, you just pull that open and then it just pushes it back open for you. But yeah, we'll close it back down and see if you see it in the mirror. You can see it's perfect, it's perfectly timed. But yeah, it's a really nice little room, this. It turned out really nice, and fish tanks just setting water with bubbles in there. I did have fish in there, but the bubbles just push them to the top and you can barely see them, so I took them out. But yeah, so back on up here. Now in the video you probably saw that this nice little pop out living room, but then in the opening video, but we'll pop this one out, have a look. Bit slower, as you can see in the video. I had to speed things up a bit in the video just because otherwise this motion would have taken half the video. But yeah, as you can see, it's got a nice little feel to it. And the good thing about this as well is if I just run around the outside, yeah, and it's the same out here in the garden. As you can see, we've got the telly out here, double-sided telly. I'm calling this the Twindo, so it can be operated from this side as well. But yeah, I thought a Twindo, TV windows, nice thing to call it. Rolls off the tongue nice. But then, yeah, let it slowly pack away. But yeah, it turns back into a window. It's a really nice design. I haven't seen it anywhere else. But yeah, really nice. But moving on. And yeah, using things like this just to mark a pathway, if you like stepping stones and just decorations in the garden, always help things to stand out. I will be giving some tree tutorials, so we'll talk about them at another point. But then, yeah, onto this. And now with reverse gravity, I've got to tell you about reverse gravity. He is amazing. This is a hipster door design. This one I did actually modify a little bit. So if we look, I hooked it up to a light system. So if I press that, door opens, all lovely. It's a bit slow, but it's a really neat design. I will show you the underneath at some point. But yeah, and then we walk in. Now, if I was to press that button out there, the lights would turn off. But I'm going to press the button in here, and then the lights stay on. Now, what this is, now you see the sort of offices at the bottom of the garden. This is kind of what this is. It's just a little office down at the bottom of the garden with an email system. Now, it's a working Redstone email system that we will be doing a little video on. But then, as you can see, unfortunately, the light is on over there, but it does take a little while to get over there anyway. So I'm not going to give you a full demonstration, but I'll give you a rough outline of the basic concept of this thing. So basically what we've got here, so we've got an inbox in there. So if something turned up, so imagine that was a letter, you'd see, we'd get that flashing. So we'd be able to see that from the window, you know, we'd see there was a flashing light in it and somebody from another place had contacted us. And in here, we've got the notepads. This is where I store the notepad. So you take a notepad, then you'd look in the address book. So here we've got the addresses. Now I know it only says A, B and C, but if I build any more contemporary buildings here, this is where they're going to go to. And I have actually put outputs for them. Can we see quite down there? Oh, there's a few down there. There's one up there. And yeah, there's a few little spots that I just to prove the concept, you know. So what we'd do, we'd pick somewhere, so wherever, address A, and then we'd go to the outbox, and then we would put address A in there, and then we'd wait a second, and then it would light up when it's there. We go, so it knows that we've put an address in. If I put something else in, it would just come back round and be fed back in. But then, but yeah, and then what we do, because it's accepted that, now the machine is ready to take the message. So now that message will go off down there, and eventually it will end up at A, wherever that is. I think that one's A. We've got one up on top of that hillside I put there, but it takes a while to get there. There is a much quicker way of doing things, and I have thought of a way of speeding this all up. But yeah, that's the email system anyway. Nice little office at the bottom of the garden. We'll wait for this beautiful door design. But yeah, as I said, this is by a guy called Reverse Gravity, and Reverse Gravity, it's just their redstoning is so neat. It's so neat. It's really OCD, unlike my redstoning, which is quite the opposite. Right. So we'll move on, and yeah, things like this on the garden, just putting these strips of carpet down, just makes it look like a manicured lawn, and just gives it that nice finish. But yeah, just moving on anyway. I'll probably do a video on these sort of little techniques of gardening and stuff like that. But yeah, so we'll move down here first. We're going to go down here, check down here. So this is another reverse gravity one. I liked it so much. This is actually two, because look in the mirror. If you see that, I've done a complete reflected. There we go. You can see it a bit better when they come up. The reflection is true, same as in the bathroom down there. And yeah, in here, this is really a showcase of this is almost entirely green, but then I have modified a few things. I think I modified this a little bit. This is a little bit different to how Green did it, the treadmill, and a few different color designs. And this one as well, I pimped this one out a little bit. So when Green did this, I think it was missing these sort of, I can't even remember what they're called now, these new blocks. But yeah, and I kind of used them as pulleys, and by linking them up, it looks like there's a bit of cable there, and it looks a bit more like one of these things. I don't go to the gym, so I don't know what these things are called, but then they're things that you pull and you build muscles. And then once you've finished building your muscles, you'd come out of here, and then you'd press that, and you'd be hot and sweaty, wouldn't you? So you'd come down into the shower room. So now with this, there is a YouTuber that I think you should all go look at. He's called Lars LP. And he's German, so unless you speak German, you're not going to know what he says, but you don't really need to know what he says. He puts a lot of, we'll go and check in here first, and this is, even though it's in no way a replication of what he did, this is I kind of looked at a lot of his videos and you know, trust a German to know how to build a sauna, you know. But then yeah, so if I turn this on as well, we've got a bit of redstone steam in here. I will say as well, this door, I love this door. This is by a guy called Skippy6. I don't know whether he designed it, but I saw it on his channel. I really enjoy Skippy6 ones. I think I've got another contraption that I pinched off of Skippy6 upstairs. It was so nice. I think it's the cooker, but yeah. So yeah, nice little. Oh, we'll turn that off if nobody's in here. You know, save the planet and everything. But yeah, we will close that up and look at the next one. So here we have the hot tub. Now, if we turn this on, we'll put a bit of hot water in. It's a bit. I hate how it goes see-through when it pushes things across. But either way, there's our bubble. There's our bubble bath, jacuzzi, whatever we want to call it. And then also I've got fires that lit along the bottom here underneath these slabs to give it that extra effect, even though these are a bit black, so it does look like smoke, but it is smoke. So there we go. But yeah, so I'll just put this back so it's like you put a bit of cold in. And now with this, now upstairs we had the Twindo. So this is a very similar thing, but if we have a look, it's sometimes that's the problem with using these frames. You sometimes twist it, but there we go. It sometimes lags, yeah, a little bit of lag on the right hand side. I hope to fix that. But this, I suppose, this is called the fish tank. I suppose we'll call it a fish tank. So yeah, I'll do a video on this. This was a lot more simple than the one upstairs, just by the nature of the piston feed tape that I used. But yeah, I think that's to do with the fact that I am powering the piston feed tape from one side and that one's firing a little quicker. But I will fix that, I think. But then yeah, moving on, we'll keep moving around clockwise. Now with the shower, our problem is with on console, these the campfires, they don't pass through. I can't find any block that they'll pass through. So unfortunately, when you press this, I'd be careful if you were going to build something like this in if you're in survival, because it's a bit of a nasty little falling down onto a campfire down there. And you struggle to get out without building stuff. But then, but yeah, so but it looks nice from out here. That looks like really gives the effect, you know. And especially when all that's on and stuff, it just looks like a nice working bathroom. And yeah, and as you can see, I've put little shelves on the side. When you do a bathroom, always put these little shelves on this. These little sort of details that really make the place, you know. But then yeah, and then down here we've got a toilet cubicle as well. So just quite a simple design. Basically the same design as what you saw in the toilet cubicles upstairs, but a double version. Yeah, and just I really do love how these fish tanks turn out in these rooms. I could have put fish in there actually, because I didn't put any bubbles in there, and fish wouldn't be pushed to the ceiling like they are with bubbles. But yeah, and just simple decorations, toilet roll holder, and then toilet brush. But yeah, then we'll move out of this one. And then, yeah, so where are we going to next? Let me think. Well, we'll go back up to the main room where we had the Twindo, the main entrance. And then we'll have a look up here. So we'll go up the main stairs. So little kind of art installations everywhere, you know. We just try and make the walls interesting and try and give them texture. And here's our indoor pool, and it's just really kind of screams Bel Air to me. You see these sort of millionaire mansions and you get these sort of areas. It really captured the feel for me. I really pleased with how this bit turned out. And one thing I will say as well, as I mentioned earlier, morphologist, and one technique that he mentioned to me is when you've got like a corridor, and essentially this was a corridor passing through, you could see all the way through the building, and he said by putting windows at the end, it really draws the building out. And you've got to bear in mind, this isn't a very big build. This is quite a small house really. And this really did kind of give it some depth. I kind of see what he means. I really feel it. It makes the place feel so much bigger when you can see out the end. So try and put windows at the end of corridors and it just makes your house feel bigger. But yeah, so we've got a light switch up here as well. So you can see the lights turn off. And one of my bugs, see, this bugs me because with these pistons pushed all these out the way. So it just shut off all the lava. Whereas this, I just didn't have the room to do that in the redstone, you know, and so yeah, it didn't do it. But yeah, so yeah, I think we'll keep the lights off. Oh no, we'll keep the lights on. But yeah, first off, I'm not going to go in the kitchen just yet. Now, what this out here, I quite like this carpet, even though it's a ridiculous area that you'd probably use for something else. It really, when you come out here, it just kind of stands out. Same with up there. These would be sort of entertaining areas, I suppose, these veranda things. And yeah, it just kind of sets it off, especially when you've covered it with a bit of foliage and these sort of trellis things. But yeah, and it just kind of works. But you don't want to use too much of it, otherwise it looks too red. But it just creates things that draws your eye. And I like that how these turned out as well. These are just 4 steps set in the thing. They just look like nice inset things. And yeah, and the good thing about these carpets as well, if I just switch it to night a sec. Night. Right, yeah, as you can see, it's illuminated here, so you can hide bits of glowstone under there. I'm not going to rip it out because I haven't got any carpet in my hand. But then yeah, there's a piece of glowstone under there, and it's just a discreet way, and you can see where they are. You know, when you know they're there, you can see them. But yeah, it really works. And then this is got my helipad. So yeah, so my pilot will know where to come when he's coming to pick me up. But then yeah, so this looks quite nice as well. I had to landscape all of this out, and yeah, I'll put the seed that this came from in the description, so that you can go check the seed out. And this was built practically at spawn, so the nub that you're near is what I built on, and yeah, most of that is landscaped out myself. Yeah, so where were we anyway? We might as well go in here. I'll turn that off because they are a bit bright, aren't they? Right, there we go. So heading back in, we're going to head into the kitchen because there's a few bits of redstone in there. So first off, we've got the lights. So let's turn the lights on. Now, as I always go with this black and white, I think it just, the moment you put a black and white floor in there, it just feels like it should be a kitchen. This is just like the traditional way of doing it. Now, the redstone things, this is very simple. This is just a dishwasher that kicks out dishes. This is very simple. This is just a very similar contraption that kicks out mutton, I believe. Yeah, so we've got raw mutton. And now this, now I mentioned Skippy 6. Skippy 6, this is a brilliant design. Skippy 6 is, it stops there, and basically that set of steps would be where that was, but I wanted it to center on a single block, so I extended it out by putting that little grill thing there. And this actually works. So look, you chuck your raw food in there, wait about 5-6 seconds, and eventually, yeah, out it pops. Nice cooked mutton. So yeah, I think that's a really good one. I've used that a few times now in a few builds, and yeah, I just think it's brilliant. It's one of my favourite little mini contraptions. It's just perfect. But yeah, anyhow, moving on. Now this stairway there goes back down to where we were down there. I should just point out, I felt like that bit down there needed linking up, and I had room, so I did it. And then this bit up here, I don't really know whether I like this bit up here. I didn't really know what to do, so I just imagined it would be the sort of area where you'd entertain and all that sort of stuff. And then the stairs does continue on up there, and then that bridge leads you across to the bedroom levels, but we're going to go the other way to go to the bedroom levels. I prefer the entrance this way, so yeah, we're going to come back down here. Yeah, as you can see, walking back down the expanded hallway down here. But yeah, it just has a nice feel to it, this place. I've managed to fit loads of detail in without it feeling too clustered, I feel, and it's still got clean lines. I think that's the thing. And putting water in these underlit stairs really works. But yeah, coming up here, got a few lights on here, so a bit brighter now. I don't like how dark it is there. I feel like there needs to be another light in, but when I started coming up to this level, I started running out of room. I mean, as you'll see here, I don't like this door. I don't like how it sticks out, but I couldn't move it back any further without it encroaching on other things. So I had to do it like this. But then as it is, it's not too bad a room. This is the nicer of the rooms. So we'll turn the lights on. So flick them on. We'll go look up here first. So nice TV, nice bed. I love these beds. This is just banners that I've put on the layer below and then put blocks over the top of them. They just look like cushions. That looks like a sort of alarm clock radio, and yeah, just quite discreet decorations. Another dark bit that I don't really like here. But yeah, as I said, I was running out of space in terms of redstone. And yeah, nice little TV area with the same cushion technique used. But yeah, nice little area. And this is my, oh, it's such a shame. Oh, the shame. Oh, get out before I, oh. It's like the toilet from Train Spotting. I hate it. But yeah, we're going to come up and we're going to leave and go to the next room. So let me just close her up. But yeah, and as you can see, all of this jutty out a bit was so that I could fit a bit of redstone in the thing up in the room upstairs. I wouldn't have put, this wasn't some sort of art installation or nothing. It was just a matter of give myself room. And I was really pushed for space for a bathroom as well. This was like, this was really difficult. So yeah, I've just got, oh God, I hate that. I hate that. But yeah, and it's just like a private bathroom for the one upstairs. I didn't have room for an ensuite. Even though I quite like this room upstairs, I mean, I was really chuffed that I managed to fit this nice redstone door in. But then, yeah, I was really pushed for space. Couldn't even really put a TV in. I don't like the 3 wide TV designs that would have fit there. So I just ended up going with, you know, if you sat here, you just watch the bamboo grow. Because bamboo grows really fast. So you may as well sit there and watch that. But then, yeah, we'll close this door up, and then this goes out. You've got your own little private ocelot. You've got your own private garden up here. But then yeah, so and to be honest with you, I think that's pretty much it, apart from one little thing we must not forget. Where is she? As I said, the doorbell. Now, I do love the doorbell. Ready? Now, I know it's off time, but I tried it timed and I tried it like that. And I actually prefer it with the echo, where it echoes through the house, because that's basically the same. That's basically the Big Ben chime. And there's 3 of them in here. So there's one over here just underneath there. And there's another one that would be kind of under the pool area. So it'd be in under there somewhere, in under the pool, under there. And yeah, I quite like how they are off timed. It kind of, like, it echoes through the halls of the house. But yeah, now let's have a little chat. And when I say let's have a little chat, now, well, I say let's have a little chat. Let's go have a look and see what that did, because as I said, that rings the doorbell. So really, you don't want to have to walk all the way down to the bottom, do you? So what I did is I put a little thing by the door up here. If I come in here, and then this lights up. So now what I have to do is press that. The light will turn off, and then the door downstairs will be open now, or should be. It worked last time I checked. There we go. So now it's open. But yeah, so they could just walk in, bearing in mind, if I walk out now. See if, oh no, oh, I just made it. Yeah, so if you're wondering how I go about making all these redstone effects happen, this is kind of how it is. This is what I'm faced with. And if you're wondering what's going on in here, don't worry. I wonder how the hell all this works myself. You just kind of do it gradually. As I said, I'm not very neat. If you go look, if we go across here and look at reverse gravity's work a sec, because reverse gravity, now there is one there, but we'll go look at this one. Now, look, this is the hipster door. This is the one in the reflection in the gym. And just look at that. That is just so neat. It's just like it's a piece of art. It really is, and well done to Reverse Gravity. Go check Reverse Gravity out if you want to see some really cool redstone, especially focused on redstone doors, especially. But wow, what a piece of work! And then you come down here to something that I built, and look, that's the other one. You know, so I've got 3 of them in this entire build. And then you look at one of my bespoke designs. Look at the state of this. You can see I went a bit overboard with the observers. These observers basically constitute as the timer that sends it up to the top. Now, this brings me on to what we're going to be doing on this channel. Now, I had a good idea. Now, what I'm going to do is a few videos that are kind of like tutorials, but I'm going to show you the basic workings of these, because you've got the function and then the working. You know, there's yeah, I can show you how I went about achieving the sort of the effect, and then we're going to work on streamlining the actual workings of it, and we're going to call them the contraption compaction challenges, right? So what I'm going to do, there'll be open-ended challenges, and when I get notable sort of improvements on the design, I'll do a video on them. But it would be nice if you, the community, could help me out with this and just see if you can get these things smaller. Now, first one we're going to be doing is this one. So I'm going to be doing that one. And then we're going to be doing the TV, wherever the TV is. And the Twindo is somewhere around here, but I think it's this. I think it's this. Yeah, it's just over here. It's just over here. Or is it? It's something like this. It's around here somewhere. I don't even know my way around here. But yeah, there's a few designs around here that, this is it. Here's the Twindo. Now, yeah, this will be the second one. And yeah, there's a few designs in here that we are going to streamline. And then also I'll be doing the tutorials on the trees. So we will be doing that. But then, but yeah, so that'll be tomorrow. I'm going to release that video of the basic function of this. So we'll have something that looks approximately like this and something that looks approximately like what you see at the top. And your challenge will be to neaten up the back, because at the minute it is shabby, and I don't mean shabby chic like me. I mean sort of dog's dinner territory. So yeah, we are gonna be doing that, and also I will be doing some tree tutorials and stuff like that. And I also have another tutorial of a redstone chicken house that I thought is worth a watch. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. And I just want to say as well, special thanks to Pat Sharp. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you should watch my videos to the end, perhaps. But yeah, go back and watch the launch video. And yeah, cheers to Pat Sharp. You really are a good sport for that. Thank you very much, mate. And yeah, until next time, I am Beardy Blocks. Goodbye.
Beardy Blocks.